Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another kerfuffle. Sorry, Louis. I did warn you I was a bit loud. You weren't ready for that, were you? Welcome to another kerfuffle webinar. In fact, let's not understate this. This is a world first, a world kerfuffle first, and I am delighted to be hanging on to the coattails, as I always do, of tech giants. Here today, we have Rich from the Welsh's finest, Dezrez. How are you, Rich? You all right?
I'm very good, Simon. Very excited to talk about this today.
Lovely to see you again. And Louis, man of the moment. What three words? Thank you for joining us on the show today. I feel honoured, given what you guys are doing out there in the wider world. Very, very exciting. We are here today.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm delighted. I'm honoured to be here.
Sorry, that's it. I always forget. I should actually let the guests have a word at some stage. That's my part. First things first. Everybody knows Simon Wales IT is built on the back of a fag packet. So as usual, I'm having broadband. So if you do see me drop in and out, it's not these guys. It's all me. So that's that said first of all. But I'm working off my phone, so hopefully it'll stick together. But guys, look, we really are excited today because we're here to talk about a world first, aren't we? You guys tying up and doing a lovely bit of integration. If I'm honest, sometimes on some of the shows, I do think, is that really going to hit the note for some people? Is it entirely relevant? Is it solving a problem? I can say hand on heart, and I've got as many faces as I've got chins. This today is absolutely perfect for property. So we're going to be talking about today here, the title is loosely, the easiest ways for agents to talk about location. Who wants to kick us off? Do you want to just give us a bit of background again? You've been on many times, Rich, to give us a proper elevator pitch, and then maybe we can have Louis explain a little bit more just about what three words.
Yeah. So thanks, Simon. Thank you for inviting us on again. And really pleased to be talking about the world first integration with a property CRM. So with what three words? So yeah, it's fantastic news we've been able to get to this point. So I remember talking about what three words about quite a good while ago. We were looking at drone technology and how drones were going to be able to deliver parcels to our back gardens. And you can't do that with postcode. You have to do that with something much more accurate. And Louis will tell us a lot more about how the whole technology works. But I remember hearing about that then and thinking, oh, that's a really cool piece of tech. And talking to the guys here at Dezrez about it. And then lo and behold, we found out one of our agents was already talking to what three words about things like how can you make sure that your board is placed in the right place rather than it being tucked behind a hedge so you can't actually see it from the road. And so he was using what three words technology himself to do that, but he was doing it outside of his CRM. So that was Andrew Hitkis at Walton Hitkis. And so it was fantastic to work with him to kind of work out how we were going to integrate this. And he introduced us to what three words, and the rest is history, really.
This is going to get a bit awkward now, Rich. I've just realised. So I know Andrew. I know Andrew very well. So if you're watching, Andrew, hello there. He will tell you that I sold him one of my first CRM systems. He may say I missold him, which gets even more awkward. But actually, the reason this has got awkward, of course, is you moved them away from my old company. So thank you for that, Rich. That's really, really nice to start the show off in a really awkward fashion. Great. Andrew's a great agent, and I'm not surprised at all to hear him having been at the forefront of technology. And before we get onto the wider thing, I think this is a really interesting point, isn't it? Is that actually innovation does not, in many cases, come from us sat in our ivory towers saying, that's a brilliant idea, let's do that. We are, it does come from the agents, often using it outside, but that's why their tech stacks look quite like a Jenga pile, don't they? They're using a bit of this here that they've added. They've got an app or two here. And what I think you've done really well here, and I think the whole exciting thing about where Dezrez is going, is you've got that ability now to actually encourage, dare I say, nurture that and have it in one place within the package. That to me is what, well, it's what everyone's looking for, but agents in particular. So, Louis, from your point of view, do you want to just give us a bit of background? Obviously, just like Rich said, I saw you, I can't remember which of the Sunday papers in, and it was just like like when I saw Just Eat or Deliveroo, I said, That's brilliant. It's brilliantly simple, but what an amazing idea that you've done. Do you want to just appreciate it and just give us an overview of how it works?
Yeah, 100%. I'm very happy to, and thanks for having me, Simon and Rich. Really enjoyed the whole experience, getting to know the industry, and Andrew Hipkiss as well. So I'll share a little bit more about that later, because there's some funny bits as well. But yeah, in a nutshell, as you said, What3Words is the easiest way of communicating location, not just for estate agents, but in the world. So our mission as a company is really to change the way the world is addressed. And so there's only one filled count soap in the whole world. That's the entry to our office, and it's a 3 by 3 meter square in London. And What3Words basically allows you to refer to any place in the world very precisely. So you can get your delivery to the right door. You can tell your friends where you want to meet them. I can refer to my favorite surf spot exactly by the place where I want to get into the water. And of course, as an agent, you can make sure you meet your client at the right place, at the right property, at the right meeting place. Tell them maybe the right place to park, because that might not be exactly the property that you want to show them. And actually, so once you get into the topic of addressing, the kind of obvious issue is, of course, that the whole world is not fully addressed. And it could be a nice problem to have if you perhaps want to describe a very beautiful viewpoint to your friends, or surf spot. But it can also be quite a fundamental issue for people living in places with no formal addressing. So how do you tell someone you live, maybe more urgently, when you need to get a doctor to come to your house and you don't have a formal address? So What3Words gives every place, every 3 by 3 meter square in the world, an address of 3 unique English words, or words in whatever language you're using. But then in the addressed world, as the UK is one of the best addressed worlds in the country, you still run into a lot of issues with addressing. For one, rural addresses, you often get postcodes dropping in the middle of a field. I think that was one of the examples that Andrew gave. So a lot of the usage of What3Words we see right now happens in the rural properties. But then also addresses date back kind of 100 years ago, 200 years ago, where postmen, they knew their way around the village. But today, obviously you're often not in a place that you know by heart. And there's lots of different issues around that, like duplicated street addresses. There's 14 different church roads in London. And if you don't know your way around London, you might find yourself in Wembley, Church Road, Wembley, and actually an hour away from where you want to go to Church Road in Croydon. And similar sounding addresses like Lawn Road. So I'm German, so for me, they sound exactly the same.
Now it makes sense, Louis. This is you're delivering us efficiency, so there had to be a German tie-up, didn't there?
There. No, but actually, so what you said is the innovation comes from really the people using it. And with estate agencies, up until 6 months ago, I knew nothing about the industry. And we just saw agents like Andrew using What3Words organically. So they might have seen it, like Rich, like you, in a drone piece in the news, or they might have. I think Andrew actually saw it as part of his rescue, Sarah rescue missions, and thought, hey, this could be cool for my use, because I often end up not finding my viewers, not finding the right properties, and started using it. So we kind of dived into the industry. We tried to talk to as many people as possible, immersed myself a little bit with thought leaders, follow a lot of the Dezrez people on LinkedIn, and just learned a bit more about how the industry works and how to make it easier. And that's why I think the integration of the CM system is so exciting for us, because it allows not just people that are that know What3Words back to back to use it, but also anyone within the normal process of setting up a listing, setting up a viewing confirmation to use What3Words.
I think it's just amazing, because you mentioned there, actually, the UK is better than most, isn't it? With our postcodes being, they can be quite tight. Although once you go out to rural areas, it broadens out again. But the idea, did you say it was a 3 meter? Was it 3 meters?
3 by 3 meters squared. Yeah, there's about 57 trillion in the world, and each of them have a unique combination of 3 words.
Sounds like my overdraft, but we won't go there. But what I love about it is, as you said, is it was a massive challenge for us in my previous days. I sat across the field from the aisle from Richard competing. When we tried to go into other countries, you know, even the ease of use of British postcodes was not there. So, for example, Australia, they do essentially have it, but they are much wider areas to be able to do that. But you know, as you said, Ian, what you've done is it's about an iterative improvement. To be able to have that level of detail now means, wasn't one of the examples you can even encourage people where to park their cars? I think that's you know, that you know, for I mean, you mentioned there, I have literally sat in an Uber driver and ended up on the wrong side of, you know, on the wrong side of town because of the similarity of there. It's everything, isn't it? It's not surprising that I'm amazed actually that it's taken us so long. Really, honestly, Rich, isn't it? I know this is about obviously celebrating, and you're quite right too. This is a world first for you guys, but actually, how have we missed these guys? Because it solves a daily challenge for many agents.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the key thing you mentioned there about parking, this just is all about efficiency and customer service, isn't it? You know, it's about telling you give someone a property address, they turn up, they spend 20 minutes trying to find somewhere to park. If you can say, oh, here's your best parking spot is just here, here's the 3 words that indicate that spot, there's always a space there. So it gives that bit of extra customer service. Also means that the prospective buyer turns up on time, you know, and so it's kind of making efficiencies and giving that great customer service. And, you know, you already said about the rural land sales, you know, you want to try and meet at a gate somewhere in a field in the middle of nowhere. You know, how do you describe that? Now you can say it's these 3 words, meet there with all the interested parties, and it's just, again, it's, you know, for an agent, that's gold, really, isn't it? Getting everyone together quickly, have the meeting, and then all go on, you know, to their separate ways. But and other things like, you know, you might want to come in through a different door. You might not want the front door. The back, you know, a side door might give you a bit more of a wow factor to the property as you go in. So, or there's different side gates or whatever. So it's really, when you start thinking about it, the applications are huge for this, and we, you know, as we said, we like working with agents to solve problems and using tech to do that. It's so exciting, you know. There's, you know, I'd love to hear the next thing that agent wants to come out and ask us to do with this, because it's
and that's what we said we'd do that today as well, wouldn't we? We'd love our, you know, our viewers and people who are watching this, whether you're watching it live or watching it on Netflix style repeat, you know, do come back to us and obviously let us know the applications for that, because I'm sure everyone will be very interested to think. You'll think of things that we won't have done. And speaking about that, so Andrew obviously was the first agent we're aware to have been using this. What's been his feedback? What's he getting from the tie-up?
I think actually it's probably, this is, to show you this in action actually would probably be the best thing at this point, actually, because we can show, because it's not just about the link of having this in Resi, because that's great, or you can put something in Resi, but then you need to get that data to the end user. You need to be able to say, okay, here's an SMS with that information in about, you know, where to park or where the board goes through, board company, whatever. So I can show that. Shall I show that now, and then kind of give people an understanding?
Let's just see. Is there voice over the top of it, Rich?
There is, yeah. So we'll have to be quiet for a minute.
Okay, just check that it. Did you click the with audible?
Yeah, I
can. 3 words integration functionality. I'll show you how to add it to a property, and also we'll show it in action when I'm sending a text message to a person viewing the property. So I'll just jump into the actions button here. You can see we have what 3 words, which I can click on, and you can see I actually have the option for position of front door, position of board, and where to park. So I'll just zoom in a little bit here onto the property, and you can see here I've got position of front door, where to park, and position of board. So it's easy to change these. So if I was to click on position of board and say I wanted it here rather than actually within the garden of the property, I can then use that what 3 words location to send a text to the board company and give them exactly where I want the board to be. So it's really useful. And of course, as are things like where to park and position of front door. So when I've selected where I want the what 3 words positions to be, I'll save that, and it actually saves to custom fields within the software here. So they can be edited at any time. Now, because they've been saved as custom fields, we can utilize them in, as I say, text messages, in emails, and on the website. So I'll just very quickly book a viewing to show you exactly how it can be utilized, and that's why I've got my phone up on the right hand side, you can see. So I'll just use myself, and I'll book that in for obviously be useful to book it in with someone else. 9 o'clock tonight, there we are, they don't mind being late. So I'll just select appointments, confirm the appointment, and that's booked in now. Okay, so keep an eye on my phone. You'll see that I will get a text message, and it will come from whatever estate agency you're branded as. There it is, Pricist Agents. So yeah, it's just a viewing confirmation, and you can see viewing of 116 Dunbar Road has been booked for 9 PM today. Here's what 3 words location to the property. If I click on it, you'll see it takes me to exactly the same location we had on the property itself. And if I just jump back to messages, where do I park my car? Great, I can park it in the driveway. So yeah, it's useful. That's just one example of it being used. The other is here. If I just show you a website, so we've integrated one of our customers, the first customer to have the integration into their website. And if I just scroll down, you can see they actually have what 3 words as an option to get to it. So they've got generic addresses, which can get you to the wrong place. But to show you exactly where parking is, for example, or where the property is, you just have to click it, and it will show you exactly where it is. So it's a nice little integration. Obviously, phenomenally successful company at the moment, What 3 Words, with a huge marketing campaign. So you're bound to have heard of them. If you want to know more, just give us a ring or drop us an email, and we will can set this up for you.
There we go.
Perfect. That's absolutely perfect. So, well, congratulations on that, guys, because actually that's a really, really, that's not a workaround bit of integration, is it? That's absolutely, I think people talk about, and I've probably been guilty about it myself in the world of tech, is just because you have an open API does not mean that that is then going to be, a nice bit of integration, does it? And actually, you still need to make the effort to make sure that it's deliverable if it's going to work hand in glove with application, and that's clearly been very well thought through here. I love what you've done there. So just to make sure I've got it right, because I often get things wrong, so is that standard kind of that functionality is to have the front door, the car parking place, and what was the third one? There was
board location.
Yeah. Those are standard features there for where you can put this What 3 Words links in there. That's great.
Yeah, but we can add to that, Simon, as well. So if an agent wants something else to come in, a different location type or something in there that, whatever it might be, where the bins are, for example, we could put that in as another field. So yeah.
Yeah. Dodgy neighbours. Yeah. You can put your dodgy neighbours.
Yeah.
Right. It's an absolutely beautiful integration. I think we had a chat with Ian and Ross, and they went away and started building, and they came back with this, and the whole team was looking at it like, wow, this looks, we couldn't have imagined it any better way. And I think the board even was one, I believe in early iteration, I don't know if Ian or Ross did, they shared it with the customer, and they had the idea of the boards. It was instant innovation while you were building it. You said, oh, actually, what else can we use this for? And so I'm putting my boards into places, and they often end up, at the wrong place or in the garden. Why don't we give them through an address?
I think, I mean, obviously, Rich and the Dezrez guys are far too honest, because being kind enough to say it was all the client's idea, I'd have been claiming that as another Whaley. Oh, I've had another epiphany. What a great idea! But I think it's great. I genuinely think that really solves it. We've actually got the man himself, man of the moment here, Mr. Hipkiss, just saying hello to you there.
Hi, Andrew.
He's clearly been very successful with this integration, because he's able to afford his own helicopter now, which you've moved up in the world, Andrew, since I missold you that software. So give us some further flavors there. So, and Andrew, of course, you're more than welcome to jump in on the comments if you want to there. What are the likes of Andrew and other clients saying about this now, Rich?
I think it's fairly early days, to be honest, but hopefully after people seeing this, they'll all be really, really excited about it and want to really use the technology, because it's there for everyone. If you want it to any of our agents now who've got Resi can have this turned on straight off. You know, it's not something that we're charging extra for, so you know, you can get it in the system. It's and we just see it as something that can grow. You know, there's so many other opportunities to use this technology and other technologies. You know, we're integrating other bits and pieces into software all the time. But yeah, this has been really good, and I think, you know, Louis' feedback is great to hear that, you know, the guys really think that the integration is as good as they expected, or better even. It is fantastic, because you know, it just shows our technology is really working and is doing what we say we will.
Guys, I can't believe the phone managed to keep going all the way through, but have a great day today. Good luck with this integration, and yeah, let's stay in touch.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Rich.
Bye.